Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. My name is Tonii. This is Business Life with Tonii, where I go over my journey and my experience so far with starting and owning a home service agency. Today I kind of wanted to touch on the topic of building rapport. So, what does that mean? Just gathering as much information as possible is what we call building rapport. Ultimately, your goal is to collect as much information as possible to know the sort of care that the clients need. So, sometimes they may feel like it's so much work. This is what we do, this is what we were taught in school or in classes as a CNA or any other experiences or jobs. If you have history like working in hospitals or nursing homes, we have that experience, and to us it's just second nature. But to the family, sometimes they feel like this is so much for them to ask, so they may cut corners. They may make it seem like, oh, she just needs help in the bed and out of the bed in the morning. And, they're forgetting that she needs a brief, she needs a bath, she needs her teeth brushed, all of these things that come along with it. So it's kind of up to us to kind of continue to ask questions and get an idea of how their day goes. So, for example, if someone says their mother needs help getting out of bed, when she gets out of bed, is the first thing she doing? She going to the toilet. Does she need assistance in that area? Is she generally okay to get onto the toilet? Is she okay to wipe herself? Does she feel comfortable if I need to help her? Does she need a brief on once she's getting her day started? Does she change brief? Does she wear regular underclothing? So just asking those different questions. So can you give me an idea of what her morning looks like? She brushing her teeth? Does she have dentures? Does she need assistance with that? So you really want to kind of, and not like drill questions at them. So like I said, can you just run me through a routine of your morning? You break up the questions by asking something like that, getting them talking more. People love talking about themselves. People love talking about their mom. Oh, does she have a favorite toothpaste? I absolutely love the new Crest. Have you tried it? You just bringing up different things like that sometimes, so it doesn't feel like you're just drilling them with questions after questions after questions. So really just building rapport is going to help you over on the long run. And what's your goal then is to create a care plan that is personal centered care. So what does that mean? Everybody's not the same. Everybody doesn't need help on the toilet. Everybody doesn't need help brushing their teeth. So if that's what this person needs, then we're going to focus care around their needs. So this is personal centered care. And ultimately, when you're creating that plan and the schedule for your caregiver to come in and assist them, you now have spoken with them. You've done a home assessment to see, how things are, how their morning routine is, and all of those things. So now that you know what is needed, it's up to us to, as home care experts, then say, okay, so what I'm understanding is she's going to need help getting out of bed in the morning, assisting with, activities of daily living. So just getting her day started. If you don't want to list everything out, which I would, just to have a better understanding, and giving them an opportunity to, if they forget something, because there will be a document that they will fill out that's, they need to check off, or there is one with my agency, with, something that's going to say, these are the services that we need. So there shouldn't be anything missed. But if you give another opportunity, maybe they didn't think of something, or maybe on the paper they didn't understand it, but as you're talking to them, because now it's person to person, they're actually looking at somebody and having a conversation, something might jog their memory. So, people are receptive in many different ways. Some people are better reading, some are better, visually, like reading something or talking to somebody face to face. So different things will prompt different results. So talking to somebody face to face, they may be like, oh, you're absolutely right, we do need assistance with this. So just giving them another opportunity to kind of go over anything if they've missed it. And just, okay, so she needs help with this, she needs help with this, she needs help with this. I'm going to recommend 5 days a week, and to get everything done within the week, I'm going to suggest maybe 5 hours for her, which would be a total of 25 hours a week. And also building rapport with the family as well. So is somebody going to be home with her on the weekend? Because when people need care, it's not just 3 days a week. It's not just 5 days a week. If they need assistance getting out of bed and they depend on somebody to come get them out of bed, what's happening on the weekends? Are they waiting until noon until their daughter can get up and get herself together? So just offering that, because sometimes, like I said in the previous video, some people think that this is something you need. Like, you need to make time for your mom. You need to be able to take care of your mom. And then absolutely then and only then, if you cannot, you call us. And it's not like that. It could be used as a luxury. It can be used, in the event that somebody just absolutely doesn't have anybody and they need somebody to be there and care for them. So, if they are available, if they are available to make time for their parent and do that, maybe they just don't want to. And at that time, just kind of letting them know that we assist many families and they come from a background of many situations. It's not just somebody had to get discharged from the hospital and they needed to have a caregiver before going home. It's not always the case, So just explaining to them a little bit of that. And it's just as it arises. If you see that a family member is like, oh yeah, I'll be here on the weekend, she'll just have to stay in bed a little bit longer, then maybe, that doesn't sound right. So then you could just give, just let them know, actually we do work on the weekends as well. If you were looking for that type of care, we do have a minimum of 3 hours or 4 hours, whatever your minimum is. So if you wanted to, you could even sleep in for an hour or so. We can come take care of her, get her out of bed, get her day started. You guys, be up and ready, sitting at the table to have breakfast at the same time. You could take care of yourself while I'm helping you take care of your mom. So just suggest those different things and let them know, because they won't know unless we tell them. If it's not on your website, and even if it is, maybe they overlooked it. This could be a very stressful time for people, and they're talking to so many different agencies and getting so much information at one time that, don't assume that they know everything about your agency. Don't assume that, every agency is the same, because, with anything, if an agency doesn't want to provide a certain service, they don't have to. So just letting them know and listening to their needs. If they're saying, oh yeah, she's going to need help with grocery shopping sometime this week, I'm not sure when I'll get around to it, but I'll make sure the groceries are here when you come. You could say, well, we do assist with transportation. We assist with grocery shopping. If, you wanted to, I have a log where we keep track of the transactions. We keep track of the card or the money that's being used. We provide the receipts. We'll help her into the grocery store. We'll help her during grocery shopping, or we can go on her behalf. We can lift that burden if that's something that you wanted to add to your care plan, So just letting them know, listening to what they're saying, and then reciting it back to them. So, when you're getting ready to tie everything up, it sounds, like your mother would be a great fit in our agency. We definitely can assist with grocery shopping. We can take her there. We can go on her behalf if she's needing assistance getting out of bed. This sounds like, she's a good fit, because what doesn't sound like a good fit, think about all of the needs that somebody will have to have met if they're going into a nursing home. So they can't stay home any longer. They need to go to a nursing home. And what are those reasons? So when you're saying these things, it really is coming from a genuine place. It sounds like a good fit for someone who needs home care, and we can definitely provide that. So just thinking of things in that light will help you go a long way. So that's another thing, just building rapport with the client, with the families, and meeting the goal of creating personal-centered care. Meeting the goal of the best suggestion. You don't want to suggest 3 days a week, 3 hours, and you have to do laundry, you have to take them grocery shopping, you have to cook, you have to get her out of bed. Those are way too many tasks for somebody to do within 3 days and 3 hours. You know what I mean? That's going to cause for accident if somebody's rushing to get her to the grocery store and they know they have to hurry up and get back home and cook, and they spend 2 of the hours are already getting her out of bed, because that time goes by so fast. Usually I see that when somebody really needs care like that, an hour, 45 minutes to an hour can go by very quickly, very easily. So when you're listening to these things, you want to be trying to kind of calculate that. And even, sometimes I have in my mind already said, okay, if they mention laundry, how many times a week are we doing laundry? Because some people change out their bedding twice a week. So if we're doing laundry once a week, twice a week, whatever it is, I know laundry is going to take about an hour and 15 minutes or so. Some people's washer is 30 minutes, some people's dryer is 30 minutes, and then you've got to fold and put things away. So I'm already calculating in my mind, if we need to do laundry day is already taking up an hour and 15 minutes, so just calculate those different things. If we're getting this person out of bed and you're asking them what does a typical morning look like for you, and they're saying, okay, well, we get her out of bed, and usually we're at the table at 8 o'clock, and everything she said has taken up 2 hours already. So I know every day that we come in, it's automatically going to be 2 hours to get her out of bed, because that's their morning routine. That's what it looks like. It's about 2 hours. Give a soft cushion maybe for your caregiver. So if it takes them 2 hours, then maybe we want to do 2 hours in 30 minutes. Again, if you have a minimum, like my agency, if you have a minimum of 3 hours, a minimum of 4 hours, a minimum of 5 hours, make sure you consider that. But already be calculating those things in your mind, because you don't want it to become risky where they're trying to get so much done in one setting and it's just not enough time is allowed. That's just cause for an accident to occur. So that's why I wanted to bring this topic to you guys today. I hope the information that you received today was helpful and you found value in the information today. I just want to remind you guys that we are on Facebook. We have a lot of new people that are joining. So it doesn't work if you don't put in the work. If you guys are not asking questions and engaging, then how much do you expect to get from it? So same thing here. If you have questions, you can leave them in the comment section below, and then I'll create a dedicated video answering your question. Also, if it's a little more personal, you can visit the website, which will be listed in the description below, and we can do a one-on-one session if it's more personal to your needs or your state or something like that. Go ahead and head over to the website and you can order for a one-on-one session, and then I will be reaching out to you by email. So make sure you leave a good email address for me to contact you. Also, I want to remind you that often things change, usually when there's a new year. However, August 22nd, there were changes that went in effect regarding the license procedure. So if you are applying for a license, is now a provisional license that is issued, which means your agency will be on like a probationary period for some time. And yeah, I'll make a separate video talking about that. I just got the information last week and I've been looking over it today and in contact with them. So once we wrap up our conversation, I'll create another separate dedicated video that'll probably answer a lot of your questions. But just make sure you're following up on those things, especially when it's time to renew, making sure you're within that period for the renewal. It should generally, anyway, in Illinois, it is the same amount as the initial licensing fee. So now that I'm renewing, it's the same as the initial licensing fee. So again, you definitely want to take your time with this. Do as much as you can before you actually jump into it, so that once you actually jump into it, you're ready to go. So that's just a little tip. If you stayed this long to hear that tip, put the okay gesture emoji. Thank you for tuning in today, and I will see you guys in the next video.